just tie it together if you don't mind.
Okay.
So I guess first of all, I just wanted to talk about how quickly the process came about, because I mean, as you said, you know, you met Rich 8 to 12 weeks ago, and then, you know, it seems so fast that it's really sort of...
Well, I didn't meet him 8 or 10 weeks ago. I met him years ago.
Yeah.
But
the process of meeting...
The process of doing an album came together 8 weeks ago when I was doing Celebrity Cash in the Attic, and which I had the highest rated one, and we raised the most money in the history of Celebrity Cash in the Attic, £10,000 for children that need prosthesis. Thank you. Gloria Hunniford said, you should really work with Cliff Richard and do a record. You could do something interesting. And I said, I have an idea for him. I'd like to do an album of soul duets because I think he's got a beautiful voice and a great falsetto voice that hasn't really been developed the way it should have been. And I think with the right producers, and I had in mind Lamont Dozier, who my idol as a kid, and Nick Ashford and Valerie Simpson, also geniuses, also my idols. I mean, the tunes they wrote, I grew up on them. You know, they were tunes you got laid to, and they were just these great tunes that you remember your first girlfriend, you know, your first... Go on.
I was just going to say, I mean, also, I mean, getting everyone on board, how is it? I was putting the whistle in there to replace the word, so I didn't know where you were going to go with it.
No, I was talking about the way the wind blows.
That's it. I mean, you're getting such legendary performers on it. I mean, was it quite easy when you sort of approached them and you were like, you know, we want to put this Motown album together with Cliff Richard? You know, did they jump at the idea? Are they obviously fans of Cliff?
Yeah, well, a lot of people. David has more than we need here. We have some 10, and then there's another 15 waiting.
We got 25 artists wanting to work with him.
Yeah.
But also, people want to work with Lamont Dozier and Ashford Simpson. They are legends. They are what the music business is all about. I mean, can you picture what his mind, his brain is? If there was no face, that brain is genius. No, take away all that, and you just want to take the mind out, because look at what he wrote. I mean, it's like the Yellow Pages. There's everything in there. He has one for each page, a hit.
He was your first choice, obviously, when you were thinking about producers to work with.
Oh, I mean, you know, just the thought of working with the guy that wrote You Can't Hurry Love, Come See About Me, Baby Love, Stop in the Name of Love, Reach Out, I'll Be There, Take Me in Your Arms, Rock Me, Little Darling, and it goes on, Bernadette, I Can't Help Myself, Sugar by Honey Bunch. It's the same old song. The Isley Brothers, This Old Heart of Mine Is Weak for You. I mean, these are great tunes. The guy is a genius. You know, if you can create 1/100th of what he's done in life, you know, you've done something. And I'll tell you, my cousin Rita, who's a prostitute in the world, the one I told you about with 2 clitori, she said nobody has ever moved her, I'm not talking about physically, the way his music has moved her, because she will have sex to all his records and do the most unbelievable ambidextrous things you've ever seen in your life. I mean, she'll get on top of a mirror in handcuffs and put on You Can't Hurry Love, and she won't hurry it.
So do you think about that when you're writing songs? Do you think, I wonder, you know, you want to create a mood for all these people?
Yeah.
So you sit there and you're like, this is what I'm going to do for these people this time around.
Well, yeah.
Let me ask you a serious question. So how do you take Cliff Richard, who is a legend, performing for 50 years, how do you take him and all these soul singers, these legendary soul singers, and try and create a more, you know, a sort of bespoke sound that sort of transcends to a new generation almost? You know, there's going to be a lot of soul fans, but hopefully it will, you know, the music will go to a wider audience, people who weren't necessarily into soul or into Richard before.
Well, it all starts with the song. That's the main ingredients of any artist performance. You know, there's a show and there's the business, and you get right down to the business part of it. You come up with good material, and you have to start with that first. Cliff can sing anything. He has an amazing voice. It's timeless. It's rich in tone and fervor, and he can do just about any type of song. R&B pop happened to be what we're doing now. A pop singer singing R&B with so much. I don't know, it just boggles the mind how his voice has gotten better with the age, and I'm just blown away. That's why I've been able to write the type of songs that we're recording on him, and I'm excited about. I can't wait for the people to hear this album because it's probably one of the best I've ever done, and will be when we finish it.
I mean, also, you're all quite very strong characters. You must have a ton of fun. I mean, do you get any work done with David about, or do you have to sort of send him off into another room and then get on with the work?
But David has that other side to him. It's fun, but at the end of the day, he knows that we're all business, and he knows when we have to get out of business. We have a deadline, and there's things that we have to do. But it helps to keep the ball afloat, so to speak, by him. That's the person. He's a personality. You know, he has that way of making you do your work with fun. You know.
And how would you describe the album, David? How would you? I mean, if you could, describe it to people who might not be soul fans or might not even, have listened to much of Richard Cliff's music, rather. How would you describe this album?
The name of the album is Soulicious, soul and delicious, and that's what it is. If you like soul music, you're in for music that you can sit back, relax to, you can boogie to, you can make love to, you can do anything to. It's timeless music, and it's hip. It's today. This is not about remakes. There's a couple remakes, but they're so different from the original. Mm-hmm. It's mostly all new material, with even a rapper or two, an award-winning rapper or two that's going to be on the album. And Lamont's son, Bo, is probably the next Lamont Dozier. He's a genius. This kid just sent me 19 tunes to listen to, and I heard 3 tunes yesterday that just, you could get a boner to just hearing them.
So he's definitely passing on those smooth tunes and that talent.
Why are you laughing?
Yeah, he's a good kid. He's really strong.
What's so funny?
Oh boy.
He always laughs. I don't even say anything. Sometimes he laughs.
I mean, you must have a wish list as well. You've pretty much probably got most of the people that were on the wish list. As you said, you've got a ton of people in reserve that want to be part of the project. But who is on the wish list that you're still hunting at the minute? I mean, which sort of urban talent or young star would you really like to put on there?
I think right now we're turning people down. I mean, because you can have just about anybody you want. When you got a Cliff Richard and a David Gest putting on this type of production, hey, what is there to be worried about? Everybody wants to get on board,
Well, I think when you have a Lamont Dozier producing this and Ashton Simpson, everybody wants to be on board because they are the geniuses. I add the chutzpah. It's called chutzpah. The je ne sais quoi to this, but they are the talents, and when you surround yourself with talent, people that are better than you. I always hate it when I see people, they'll do a show and they'll get the weakest people, the yes people, to kiss their focaccia tuchuses, that's their blanket tushies, instead of getting people that stimulate them. If you with people who stimulate you and who are better than you, then you get a better result. He's a genius. They're geniuses. Cliff is a great artist who needs the direction of these people to take him another step. I'm just a full of you-know-what person who gets the things done.
Doer.
I'm a doer.
I think it was actually Richard Branson who said that once, that don't be afraid to surround yourself with people who are more talented than you, because that's how you build an empire, that's how you create something incredible.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. Fine words.
That's it. Richard Branson, I'm sure he probably pinched it off someone though.
Probably did.
He stole it off me.
Okay.
That's it, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
It was a pleasure to meet you both.
Thank you.
I look forward to hearing the album.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
You too.